Hello lovelies and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium. Now, after the last intersection episode, we've gone back to where we were the previous time round. So we were in the bookshop, I do believe. We were in the bookshop chatting away to the owner. What's her name? I can't quite remember. She's an odd character. Now, which save are we on? I do believe it's this one we want. That would be the one. Definitely not that one. Oh no, wait, 1653. That one... Oh no, but that's on the 30th of August. It's that one. It's definitely that one. Okay. Let's go talk to the lady again, because I do believe she gave us some information that was quite useful last time. We were hearing noises in that big chimney that's attached to her property. It sounds like there are people in it, which is odd. And I think we should go and talk to them, maybe. Oh god, look at the state of us in our... in our yellow marigolds, wielding a crowbar and a torch. We look great.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
That's all I can say for now, book peddler. Yeah, let's go back down and see... We didn't go upstairs last time, did we? No, we didn't. Let's have a look around, see what we can find.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Storekeep, what's all this crime fiction?
Crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes.
Oh.
Fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
How do they? Look at the displays
Fiction
of books.
is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers.
Oh dear.
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
Oh.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing. Oh god, no. Sure thing,
You
why not?
see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies?
Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Are there any
Yes,
more?
there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. Come on. This is not the way real police solve crimes. The real police are some 20 kilometers away, sitting in an armored motor carriage.
Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
A bald man turns towards a lean man and pats him on the back. What is going on?
Again? Man, I tell that one at least once a month. It's not that interesting.
Chester
The
replies.
fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You
Emotion...
see, Chester here. Chester faked his own death once.
Gosh, why?
One civilian looks on, amazed. The bald man bellows a reply.
Very fucking dangerous case, ain't that right, Chester? They almost got you that time.
Yeah, sure came close. Alright, so I was tailing this guy called Francis the Shoe.
The inside of the motor carriage is thick with cigarette smoke. Outside, it starts to rain.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Reaction speed. Who is Dick Mullen? Go for it, why not?
Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach.
God damn it. Let's leave. Oh my god. This game. A quaint picture book brochure, very colourful. I do like the descriptions of things. That's loads of fun. Oh! Oh right, okay, so we can quick heal using those buttons. Okay, that's cool. What does this one do? Oh, I see. Okay. That's a bit better. There we are. Maybe that will help us with some of these very tricky dice rolls.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeeper, anything of note on this shelf?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Innocentic power? Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
Not this
The book
one.
is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and the greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, this analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend
Certainly,
it?
It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Oh yeah, how
You
terrible
feel
would that
like you should
be?
get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Oh, that's interesting. Do I have the money for that? Book The Greatest Innocence.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Now that's interesting. That is interesting. So why did it make us do that? This dusty tome brings knowledge on history of innocences. It is written by one Juan Paulo Salamo Lopez de Fuego, a Mesque fascist who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. Interact.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopez de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Crack open this immense
Browsing
tome.
through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain.
I imagine it
You can
would,
do it.
yes.
It'll be worth it. There's something here.
Oh,
Your
that's
educational
interesting.
survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well. It's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
Oh god, no, let me out of here. Well, let's go for it, why
That's
not?
the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first Innocence?
I don't know.
Dolores Day.
Pain threshold. Okay. You know, I didn't really absorb anything. Let's go for Dolores Day.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps?
what is going
Steer
on
clear
here?
of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
Oh,
A
what?
strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first Innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
The Pericarnassian, or Solar?
Incorrect.
Ah.
Cellar was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an anti-Innocence.
Interesting.
Solar resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn-of-the-century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again?
Well, there's only one option
Correct.
now, isn't there?
Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth.
Oh,
All
interesting.
he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first Innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest Innocence?
Vesper Messina? No, it keeps saying that, and it's wrong. I'm sure it's wrong. If we keep pursuing that, it's going to damage our morale, isn't it? Let's do it.
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the Innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she's not often considered the strongest.
There's something... It's not about the quiz,
Even though
obviously,
the
you
words
know?
most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Please, relax.
Yeah. The Inland Empire keeps turning up, doesn't it, whenever we say her name?
Correct.
Ah.
Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule.
Oh, right.
But at the same time, ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco
wow.
Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false Innocence?
A false Innocence?
It wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false.
It keeps bringing her up, doesn't it? Stepan the Despicable, presumably. I'm going to say
No,
Dolores.
Stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true. Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again?
Anna
Correct.
Pasternak
There
just
have been
told
a
us.
number of counter or false Innocences. Some assumed to have Innocentic qualities. Some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra.
Sounds like a good thing.
Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest Innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind.
He hasn't piped up this time round, so let's go for...
Correct.
Yeah.
The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the Greatest Innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything
Right.
from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful.
What is
and
that?
More beautiful.
Did he know her?
Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated.
Oh, I can't
You
imagine.
get a D.
Yeah.
Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better.
No.
You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
Thinks it's so smart, goddamn. The book is unfair!
Okay.
The lieutenant stares at you, his visage
You are
unflinching.
shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
I think the horrific necktie may be my favourite character thus far. Let's put the book away. Interesting, eh? Very, very interesting. We don't have a level up at the moment, so... Oh, we've got a thought, though. Oh, what's happening?
Long way home.
Oh, we completed one!
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Okay, that is fascinating. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 PSI. Good, 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 good. That's great. Well, we're not doing too badly. Is there anything else we can do for this one? That's brilliant. Ah, we're still going up. We're not done yet. They're not filled out yet. So let's carry on with them for the time being. There's one there we can't seem to focus on for some reason.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner.
Oh, that's interesting.
The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme,
What
Ozon,
else?
Laurentide, Face à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas, lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grant is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Zeo is the West Azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds.
Yeah.
Words past the Incelindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Look at the map of
The
Revachol.
north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
God, there's so much work gone into this world. It's unbelievable.
Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock.
Yeah, I've heard
It's
of Jamrock.
bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez.
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest.
What are we doing here? What's our
No,
part in
Coal
all of
City
this?
is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you? No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Look at the map of
It's not really a
Martinez.
map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective.
Ha!
A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
That could be useful.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
How do you know,
They're quite
Plessance?
valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Ah, why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when
Oh.
some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
What happened
They
then?
didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All
That
these
would,
ruins
wouldn't
are
it?
bad for business.
Interfacing, steal it instead! No. -1, angry storekeeper stare down. No, I'm not doing that. I'll buy it.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Okay, so we got the map of Martinez. What's in here?
This bookstore is not strictly
Oh.
about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Storekeeper, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Look through the
Amidst
shelf.
various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance. on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Of course.
It's your own fault if you're ill. Got it?
Uh-huh. Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
No.
This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Inland Empire, yeah. Find something truly otherworldly, yeah.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
What's the pale?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
What's the book about?
Contains descriptions of various pseudo-scientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Okie dokie.
Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
I'm not even going to comment on that one. Sounds invigorating.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
What else?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
And what does this pale aged liquor do?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions.
Why does that not surprise me?
This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked.
Anything else
There's
of note?
An entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Well, I certainly don't need that.
You close the book and return it to its place on the shelf.
Oh, I wish I had the money, but I don't, unfortunately. I would definitely buy that. Another boring book just discarded here. Unfortunately, it's not letting me look at that top shelf. That's weird. Oh well. What we should really do is head down, back down into the cellar area. I just want to have a look at the flue again. That furnace thing. I've got a cup of tea, by the way. Interesting. Talking to the right person can reopen a closed white check. There are actually, apart from the tests that are permanent, that you can redo most of the different checks and things. Oh yes, this is all very creepy, isn't it? Right, so I want to go down into... the sounds in here are really quite scary, I'll be honest. Don't be afraid to say weird things. Yeah, well, that's alright, because we've been saying a lot of weird things. I blame it on our general condition, to be honest. Although I get the impression that our guy here is like this when he's sober as well. So, yeah. This is where I want to be, and I want to go... This is off now, isn't it? So that's interesting.
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge, slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
I mean, we've done this,
Friendly
haven't we?
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Close the door. Yeah. No. Let me just have a look here.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Ah, here we are. Physical instrument, medium 10. Yell hello into the furnace. Let's give it a go.
Something breaks loose
Yeah.
of you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Oh, hi.
you've awakened the entity.
I summon the ghost of the doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit. This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Yay!
A low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Excellent.
After you, officer.
Leave. Well, we got a skill point as well, so level up. Yeah, let's go for Inland Empire. I liked. Hang on, no. Let's think about this. So we've got a lot in psyche at the moment. We haven't got a great deal in intellect. We've got one in rhetoric. Physique, I'm not that bothered about. Although Half-Light is kind of fun. Shivers is awesome as well. I really like that. Savoir-faire. Sneak under their noses. Stun with immense panache. Master machines pick locks and pockets. Straighten your back. Keep your poker face. That's very good. Perception. See, hear and smell everything. Let no detail. I'm going to go for that actually. Yep. That'll do. Excellent. Right. Let's head back up to the next floor, shall we? And the shutter should be open now, all being well. And we should be able to talk to whoever was in there. Have I gone the wrong way? Is this going to lead me outside again? It might. If so, we'll have to go back in. But yeah, this game is massive, by the way. I hope you realise we're in for the long haul. This is a huge game. It's so cool. Yeah, this is the wrong way. God damn it. Back indoors. Okay, I need to find the... where's the shutter? Where do we go to get to the shutter? I can't remember. Worth it for the music. I love the music. In fact, you know what? It's redundant me gushing about this game because I love everything in it. I think the design, the story, the ethos, the world is like... It's like an old-fashioned science fiction novel. It's so cool. Where was the shutter? I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I think I need to go back upstairs, don't I? Yeah. Okay, let's go back upstairs. Yep. I love the fact it gives you lessons on pronunciation. Revashol, Oranje, Klasje. It's an amazingly familiar world, and yet not. That's what I like about it. It's like it's as though history at some point took a dramatically different turn, and this is what's resulted. Now, where do we go? The shutter, is it this way? Yeah, it's this way. Ah, look, the shutter's up now. Interesting. Yellow wallpaper. That seems significant. Hello, hi, who are you? It's not letting us look at that stuff yet. Oh, I think we have to talk to this person first.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Amelia's.
She taps on her
So
headphones.
what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Hold on, what do you mean by milieu?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your
Then
window.
how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
No, I was looking for something else. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer. Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones
This
and minerals.
person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
How did you become a
How
dice
did I
maker?
become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Especially, I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Generally true.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
I can't order a die because I don't have the money. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirligig rags? Let's just say it.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily
Well,
ruckus?
there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
Yeah, I can imagine. She stops to try and come up with an example. Most of it probably involving Cuno, really. Let's be fair.
During daytime, there are usually those kids.
Mm-hmm.
And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's
Yeah.
not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But
Yeah.
I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Do you have to work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
And you never took your eyes off the work to look out of the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
I see. Thank you for your
She
answers.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and
But
there.
when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
That's a big plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Really?
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. Okay. I've heard this place is cursed. Do you know that people call it the Doom commercial
I've heard
area?
the stories. but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Ah, that's interesting. Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there, scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get you, have no doubt about it. It just doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called
I
curse.
was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Honestly, I'm still not sure. This world is a puzzling place.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
No, she is not. Oh, let's give it a go.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. No.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Do you know what happened to the other
More or
tenants?
less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh yeah, what happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club. No, do not teach Kuno how to box.
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back. Kuno. Who's Kuno?
He's sort of the king around here. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Yeah. How did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
There used to be a hair salon
Yes,
here, right?
I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
Okay. What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
Right.
Turns out The business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
Oh,
And
right,
they never
okay.
cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway, and I have no idea how to get rid of it. On my own.
What's a snuff milieu? I can
It's a
guess.
sub-rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some
Eek.
people pay good money to get off on it.
Eek.
What does she mean to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Okay.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Okay. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
I need to know what drugs he was doing for my police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
No.
Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that. You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic.
Yeah. I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? I didn't know insects had any rights or
Yeah,
activists.
the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Of course.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects.
Really? Anyway,
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
Oh, that's interesting. What's with the rotor blades and skis?
they were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
That's familiar. She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
That's illegal, running off with the company's money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested? Interesting. What do these
The
transmissions
usual, I
say?
imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind
Men
you.
like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is
Sure,
stern.
but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no
Right.
idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
I found a strange
Fortress
machine.
Accident, the radio game studio.
Yeah, she closes her eyes as some remnant of memory lights up her
She likes
face.
them.
They
Yeah.
were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal?
The
What
usual,
happened?
they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she could still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette
They
break.
seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
Ah. From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
But when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
I don't like this authority.
Showing up to work on time is hard. No, Scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
You're right, they should have just tried harder. They had everything needed to succeed. It's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the
The
metallic
result
desk.
is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Oh, critical failure.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear.
Oh boy, the fabled Revershow ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to
The
tell a
place was
story.
owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
Yeah.
Victor does the same thing.
It does, doesn't it? I know a girl just like that. She works in Freet as a cashier and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revershow ICT.
Okay.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying.
Yeah.
No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Nah.
Eventually, Revershow ICT lost the price war to its rival, Class A 5000. Class A 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I'm sure the bear was doing its best. I killed the bear.
You did what?
She rolls a swivel chair and inches closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I murdered it with my own bare hands. I laid it to rest. It's my trophy now. I unplugged the fridge to help Revershow ICT cut their losses.
Of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
It's a good name, I like it.
Scary, but cool.
Very cool, but I don't want to hear about the bear anymore. What's a vision
It's
beast?
an imaginary beast that guides you through life.
Oh, I want
By
one.
telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Oh, we have
A
that.
wise and noble beast. Streets are paved with drugs.
Of course you'd say that,
The
electrochemistry.
horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Grab your necktie, Mammal. Not now, you beast.
What?
Do you ever feel like your vision beast is trying to blackmail the fun out of you?
No, officer. I don't have a vision beast. I don't have vision beasts. Only drug-addled madmen like the taxidermists do.
What about horrific neckties? The normal people have horrific
Neckties?
neckties.
I guess they do sometimes, officer. But I don't understand how it's relevant to our discussion. Anyway, now I know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
You have, haven't you? I found the building's intercom.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Okay. I saw the name East Delta Pinball.
Right. It used
Yeah.
to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice: don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Oh
Agreed.
dear.
Pinball is the worst.
What's with the
His
why?
disdain for pinball could not.
What is this? Oh god.
It
Yeah.
can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years.
But somebody did answer. Kitsaragi heard
Are you
it
sure
too.
It was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
Yeah, she said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes
It
the
used
name.
to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
Maybe there is a
No,
ghost.
it was something else. It was eerie.
Yeah.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried
The
about.
kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
I have a few more questions about the
Sure,
building.
I'm listening.
Anything else? No, I think that's it. Actually, I had other
Good.
questions.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What
Kind
else?
of. I think we can leave now. Okay, well. No, it's not allowing me to look at those for some reason. That's odd. Okie dokie, my love. Since we've uncovered the mystery here, I think we'll leave it there. When we come back, my dears, deeper into Martinez. And maybe we'll uncover the mystery of the murder. Until then, bye-bye!